On February 22nd, 2022, NBA Youngboy released I Hate Youngboy, one of the most explosive and divisive diss records to his biggest op, Lil Durk, and the entire rap industry who had been trying to blackball him after the murder of King Von. Now, Youngboy didn't hold any shots back after he launched a violation on Apple Music for blackballing his 4K trade camp, which included him, Quando Rondo, and Lil Tim, after Tim killed King Von after he put the Floyd Mayweather on Quando Rondo. Now, this explosive diss track was a direct response to Lil Durk's song Aha, where Durk specifically told Youngboy do not respond to shit with Von, claiming that Youngboy, who was in jail at the time, was taking credit for Lil Tim killing King Von because they were all under the same crew and camp 4K Trey, never broke again. Now, Youngboy didn't just stop there. In just 4 minutes and 21 seconds, Youngboy dissed Lil Durk, India, which is Durk's girlfriend, Durk's dad, Big Durk, King Von, 21 Savage, Boosie, Apple Music, as well as YouTubers and streamers, Chinese Kitty, and the entire industry. But what led to both artists who were once friends and collaborators becoming mortal enemies, with one artist, Lil Durk, allegedly, paying for the murder for hiring Youngboy's best friend and artist, Quando Rondo. On the night of November 6, 2020, King Von, a rising star in the Chicago drill rap scene, left the Opium nightclub where he was celebrating the release of his first album, Welcome to O Block. And he got the word that Quando Rondo, the Savannah, Georgia rapper, happened to be in the A, aka Atlanta. But where, you may ask? At the Monica Hookah Lounge. Now, in the parking lot of the Monica Hookah Lounge around 4 a.m., King Von and his O Block crew pulled up and spotted Quando Rondo on the street, and Von by himself immediately blitzed Quando Rondo and attacked him. Now, although it wasn't entirely clear what the smoke was about between both parties, some things about a girl, but it's not entirely clear, King Von was a alleged serial killer, and Von wasn't the type to do the talking before he beat someone's ass. Now, Von was beating Quando Rondo up until Lil Tim hopped out of a nearby car and killed King Von in self-defense. Now, King Von was rushed to his hospital and was pronounced dead on the scene when he arrived to the hospital. And Lil Durk, his right-hand man, had to find us out on Instagram Live. Now, to be honest, this broke Lil Durk because V-Roy, aka King Von, was like Durk's little brother and his right-hand man. And although King Von was the aggressor, it's kind of sad because he went out in the worst way.
Nobody from Youngboy's team probably gonna speak on it, but I'll just say it because it's just truth. When Youngboy was locked up, and, Youngboy was locked up when the whole shit happened. When it came to, the whole Quando Rondo and whatever. They stopped playlisting anything that was NBA associated. And the reasoning that was given was literally this. This is why he dissed Apple Music on I Hate Youngboy. The reason was given was, we don't want to upset the other side. That's factual. Now, I'm not going to say, because I like to stand on everything I say, I'm not going to say that came from Ebro, but that was the word from Apple Music.
But what made this even worse is that Quando Rondo released a song called End of Story, which was a play on words of King Von's famous Crazy Stories, because he is dead, and this is the end of story. Now, this song caused a wave of backlash from the entire music industry because King Von essentially was, the hero. He was people that people love, who, even though he may have been a serial killer, people loved his music. And Youngboy and Quando Rondo, their camp was sort of made out to be the villains, even though they protected themselves, and down the south, it's stand your ground, and they did what they had to do to make it home that night. Now, this bloodshed heightened the beef between Youngboy and made it serious, which led to the eventual murder attempt on Quando Rondo's life in LA in 2022. A hit that is believed by the feds, as well as the prosecutors, to be funded by Lil Durk's OTF credit card. But how do we even get to this place in the first place? Which led to the biggest song ever, I Hate Youngboy, where he dissed the entire industry. Now, after the death of King Von, many people took the side of Lil Durk because, let's just be honest, Lil Durk is more marketable, he's a family man, and simply had more industry connections, as opposed to Youngboy, who's always caught up in legal issues, such as gun charges. He had the thing in Baton Rouge in California. The effect of Youngboy not only being present or in front of people or out with the fans made him far more beneficial for certain rappers to align himself with Lil Durk because of his steady careers rap-wise.
Damn the size. You got him and Quando, and a lot of niggas fuck with Durk. So a lot of niggas ain't gonna fuck with Youngboy shit because they fuck with Durk.
It all started when N-Word Youngboy taunted Lil Durk on his Colors mixtape on the song Bring the Hook, where he said, N-Word this that Squid Game, old black pocket rolled up, murder what they told us, Atlanta boy get folded up. Now this is disrespectful. This was a clear reference to Lil Tim catching a legal body, putting King Von in the ground. Now, there's no nice way to say this because that is exactly what happened. Because Youngboy was, or should I say, King Von was the O-Block pack that got folded up, aka Murph. Now, Lil Durk has been with the Slide for Von comments for the past couple years. And Lil Durk simply just couldn't let this one slide, no pun intended. Now, one of the biggest shots that Lil Durk took on the song Aha was he dissed Jania Michelle, which is Youngboy's ex-girlfriend, and his baby mother. And if you ask me, I would say Nene is one of Youngboy's favorite baby mother. Now, Nene had a short relationship with King Von, which was, Durk, or should I say Youngboy's rival. On the song, Durk would rap, "I told Von leave that bitch alone, she posts on OnlyFans," implying that Youngboy's baby mother is a tree, she goes around easy, which is something that I personally don't believe, but I understand if your op is with your baby mother, that would get you heated, and it caused Youngboy to release the song I Hate Youngboy. Now, Youngboy would go at so many people, starting with Lil Durk, his girlfriend India, as well as Gucci Mane. Youngboy, they gonna kill you, you better start dissing them, tell them N-words F them, they know I ain't scared of them. How you talking shit when you ain't die about your cousin them? Youngboy, all smoke is on the table. Youngboy's dissing Durk because he's saying, you think I'm scared of you? I'm definitely not. And he spoke about the death of OTF Newski. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, OTF Newski was Durk's cousin that died in 2014. And he died when he was parked outside of, I believe, like some store. And someone basically shot him in his car when he was chilling in the car seat. He was out chilling in front of his car, and someone came to kill him, and he just couldn't drive off fast enough, and he got killed in his car. Now, Durk would rap about on multiple songs, such as Pele Code, Auntie Says I'm a Snake, I Knew I Was Dead when they put up the tape, saying how a lot of people, and even his own aunt, fault him for the death of his cousin Newski, aka OTF Nunu or Newski, which is who Young was referring to, because, Durk being that lifestyle, being from Lamron, being from 300, the reason why Durk has even been in the streets, he kind of feels like his grandma, or should I say not his grandma, but his aunt, feels that he negatively influenced his cousin to fall right after him, and which also got him killed and involved in a crazy beef. Now, to make matters worse, later that year in 2015, OTF Chino, who's Durk's manager, also ended up getting killed. So, for a long time, people thought that Lil Durk was cursed, and for some people even believe that until King Von came on the scene in 2018, coming toward 2019, that, there was a little limbo in Durk's career where he wasn't as poppin' as his, his counterpart. So here we have Youngboy backing up his day one mans. Quando got no filter, and he say that they ain't go F with him, clean up on Al-O, Young let that chopper blow, and my brother let that stick blow. Everyone know that's my smoke. He called me a bitch, that's India. That'd be yo ho. So he's saying clean up on Al-O. The old Blockians came all the way from Atlanta, or should I say from Chicago to Atlanta, thinking it was sweet, and they got murked. Now, I'm in no way making fun of what happened because I'm not a gangbanger. I do not gang, I'm not gang bang. A lot of people feel like Youngboy just, I don't want to say throwing rocks and hiding his hand, but a lot of people from Chicago felt like, hey, Youngboy is out here dissing people when he's not really outside. But we know Youngboy's like that. We don't have to see Youngboy get in trouble to know that he's like that. We've seen, him coming into the game was involved in a drive-by murder, or a drive-by attempt that almost killed someone. It was an attempted murder, and he got out because he was a minor. He had probation for 10 years. And we know Youngboy's about that life. We don't got to go through his whole criminal history to know that. So, but he was talking to shit like, no, listen, I'm like that. You not like that. You talking about your girl India. You talking about my ex-BM, Jania. I'm talking about India because, Durk is a family man, a father man. He loves his wife India, and that's why a lot of people love Durk, because he puts his family so much in the public and presents his wife India in such a positive light. Now, the next person that Youngboy dissed was Gucci Mane, which is crazy because Youngboy actually had a lot of respect and love for Gucci Mane coming up, and talking about in other interviews how Gucci Mane was an artist that he looked up to because he was real, he was street, and his music was pretty good. But after seeing Gucci Mane appear in a music video with Lil Durk, he had this to say: "Used to have a Gucci till I seen him like them pussy N-words. Now, mama know I'm ruthless, talking stupid, gonna make me bust an N-word." And now what he's talking about is Gucci Mane made a song with Lil Durk called Rumors, and let me just save you the time. Lil Durk was talking crazy about NBA Youngboy and the entire forfeiture camp of Rumors. He said stuff saying, trying to gossip on the blogs, said my name first, he a junkie, he ain't shot his gun yet, he blamed Perks, shot a video and had a shootout in the same shirt. Saying that, listen, the Youngboy, he has too many drug problems, he's not really like that, he's a person who's in the house because he can't come outside. You paint this guy to be some killer rapper who's, the king of YouTube, but he's not coming outside. And a lot of YB fans, which I understand, felt away about that. Now, one bar that came from Durk that pretty much came back to bite him, because now that he's in federal custody, is a bar where he said, "I don't want the N-word you catch, I want the one I paid for," which kind of feeds back into the narrative that, Lil Durk allegedly may have paid for the murder for hire attempt on Quando Rondo. Listen, a lot of the things that they wanted to do to NBA Youngboy, they couldn't because he was on house arrest. He was on Gravedigger Mountain. So the fact that, Quando Rondo's freeze out here, and literally King Von died because he was the aggressor, Lil Durk has smoke to give. He feels like, yo, these guys are playing with my brody like he wasn't like that. The one time King Von fought and didn't, let it off on someone was the time that he died. Now, Youngboy would have more sponsored people who ditched Jania, like I said, Nene, his favorite BM, where he said feds want to lock N-word up because he told baby missiles. Bitch, don't bring my baby mama up. She richer than you ninjas. Saying that, listen, Dirk, you can bring my baby mother up, Jania. I don't really care. Don't do it, though. But my baby mother is richer than all your friends, the Mimo 600s, the other Oblakian people. I don't want to name people, but that's basically what he's referring to. Youngboy simply had no filter. He even dissed Lil Durk's father, Big Durk, who served 26 years in prison because he was involved in some drug trafficking and he refused to snitch on Larry Hoover, the crazy, you know, the BD. Your daddy hit the feds after the N-word, he a bitch too. Tell him sit on side of your cousin mama while that bitch grieved too. Youngboy is basically saying, yo, tell your dad to go support your cousin's mom, aka Noosey's mother, who's still crying over that Nooski died. I'm telling you, this is the most nasty street rap I've ever seen. Youngboy wasn't playing. He was in the house cooking up, and this track is what pretty much divided the entire rap industry, because you have Youngboy, someone who's very authentic, says what he wants, doesn't care about who doesn't like him, and it's like with Youngboy talking this crazy, people are kind of afraid to be on his side, even though Cantrell is just standing on business, however how he feels. It's like the media are pretty much, you know, kind of the streets and the media has painted Youngboy and his whole 4K trade crew as the bad people when they're defending themselves. You know, Quan Dorano didn't come there looking for trouble. He went there to shoot a music video and he was at a club. King Von came there looking for smoke and got the same smoke that he wanted. You know, I honestly feel like King Von was a good rapper, but he went looking for problems and unfortunately got the problems that he was looking for. And there's no other pretty way to say that because that is literally what happened. Now, Youngboy with this Apple Music saying, tell Apple I said F him, they promote his song, say 10 F you too, they be hitting on Tim Aquano, act like they did wrong, YouTuber and streamers, they be dick riding, don't react no more. And this goes back to the narrative from what I've said. Saw in the music video, or should I say the interview clip I showed before, how Academics talking about how, you know, basically when it came to Apple Music and these corporations, they picked a side. And we knew that because we see Lil Durk puts out great music, but Youngboy's music isn't getting playlisted, he's not getting promoted. Like, Youngboy became the biggest rapper of our generation because of you. Watching his video, listening to his music. You gotta think of a rapper who's never become... think of a rapper who's ever became this big with no radio play, they're already getting playlists, strictly off the fans. Like, the reason why YB is big is because of you watching his video and you listen to music religiously. Strictly off the fans. Like, I know we like Playboy Cardi, but there's levels to this. Youngboy would say, you F with them, don't F with me, and that's just how it goes. Like, if you don't mess with the people at Apple Music, mess with people at Apple Music, but don't be trying to come on my side and fake be cool with me when you support them. And this also kind of plays back into the little video I played before of 21 Savage speaking on how a lot of people in the industry, you know, they gotta choose Lil Durk over Youngboy because, you know, Lil Durk is essentially the better person to work with because, oh, well, he's not in as much legal shit. He's around more. He's just more available. And it seems like for a lot of people, it's just easier to get along with Lil Durk because Youngboy's camp just comes with too much smoke and they're just not ready for it. This song, I Hate Youngboy, caused the craziest divide in hip-hop media, with 95% of rappers siding with Lil Durk because they thought it was more beneficial for their career, and 5% of rappers, such as probably even only DaBaby, siding with Y being given the benefit of the doubt because at the end of the day, it is just music. Now, NBA Youngboy, despite having serious legal problems, wanted to leave Atlantic Records because they wouldn't sell him back his masters, overcame the industry, attempting to duck white media corporations like Apple Music, who's a top DSP, who promoted the biggest street rapper outside of himself, his op Lil Durk. Now, with the Make America Slime Again tour coming up next, sky's the limit for NBA Youngboy. And shout out to my 4K traders. Get at me in the next video. Let's get it. JR the Star. We on to the next, man.